All right. Hey, Kanishk. We're live.
Hi,
Awesome.
Ashish. Lovely to be here. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Absolutely feels great to be here, connect with the team, connect with everyone. I think we could use a lot of your help. We're a
For
baby
sure.
when it comes to the startup world, and but we're working really hard on creating good technology which can really push the creator economy forward, right? So my startup's name is Opportune, and I've been working on it, for about a year and a half and really started to understand what it takes to build a comprehensive technology platform, not just to connect brands with influencers, but to build technology that pushes creator commerce forward, that makes sure
Mhm.
that kid who wants to be a YouTuber can actually do that for a living. So that's what we're all about at Opportune. Uh, to get into the specifics, we have a marketplace app which is available on Google Play and the App Store. We launched it around June of 2021, and I think Ashish can share the link as well. He already has. Um, the app so far has been great, right? We built a comprehensive creator base um, across cities on Instagram. We're slowly wanting to go towards YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, uh, and the other thing which we're trying to do again is build a technology platform that makes sure brands can discover influencers through data. They can
Mhm.
speed up the influencer discovery process. They can have lesser layers of communication. Pricing can be transparent, so that
Mhm.
they don't have to pay agencies a lot of money, and they can
Mhm.
just communicate directly, but also be able to track the performance better, right?
Mhm.
So this is what the app does from a functional point of view, but from a vision
Sure.
point.
Hey, well, just before we go in there, maybe I just want to give some context to maybe some new people who have joined
Sure,
in,
sure.
right? So yeah, hey guys, my name is Ashish. I and Sneha here pretty much take care of the 100 Days of Feature Request program. To tell a bit more about the whole intent of we doing this was to create a common ecosystem where brands and product managers or even aspiring PMs come together and primarily solve the problem statements which the brand is currently facing in their product journey, get an opportunity as to primarily contribute to say brands like Opportune, right? That was a good line. So we've been doing this from the past. It's almost we're in the ninth brand. Like we've been doing this from the last 2 months. We've had like brands like Habitat, Graphy, Shop Connect, D2C, and e-commerce brands, and out of the different kinds of brands, who have come and people have contributed for different kinds of problem statement. May it be solving user onboarding, may it be solving analytics, may it be solving churn rate, right? So there's been a lot of different kinds of problem statements which people have solved for, and this has also laid a ground for them to learn from each other's work, upskill themselves in real, right, by solving real problems. Lot of people have are transitioning into a PM role as well, through this, and their mindset is changing. The whole product thinking mindset is coming in as well, and it's great to see that. This program is like powered by Sawolabs. We are like a B2B2C passwordless authentication API, SDK integration, all that you can call, to enable your users, use your product more seamlessly, with being more secure. Right, we do that by providing device-based authentication, removing the whole stress of passwords and OTPs. I'm sure all of us end up having this trouble in our daily lives. We're logging into apps or using internet in general. Uh, we are here to provide a seamless authentication experience for your product. So feel free to go and check out what Sawolabs does. It's sawolabs.com, right? I welcome our audience here. Uma from Kling, Swagat, Sriniket, Hari Krishna. Good to have you all here, and look forward to kick off the Opportune cohort. Uh, so yeah, thanks Kanish for bringing that initial touch base about what Opportune does. Talk a bit more about how did you end up thinking about this whole problem, diving into this space, and what has been happening in the space, and what are you guys trying to do in this space. And I'm sure that this is a common problem. Even like influencer marketing is something that everybody needs right now, right? And I myself have faced a lot of issues where we end up uh, making a list of influencers to go out, reach out to them. Whole process of they're not reaching back, right? Then once you even talk to a good influencer, there's no fit of sorts, right? Coming in, what was expected before, what came out of that is like very different, right? And I'm sure that that end of the table can be solved, and I think that's what you guys are doing here. And there's two ends of the table here, right? One for brands, one for even creators to come up, right? So it's a very nice model you got going there, and I really love the product and how you guys have grown in the
Thank you.
recent times. So why don't we head a bit more about talking about what has been the journey till now, especially from a product angle,
Mhm,
right? How is the whole product journey been? What has worked for you guys? What has not worked for you guys?
mhm,
What is the current goals of this year? Right. Let us bit more understand about that while people check out the product and download or use it, and then we can deep dive into the problem statements. And guys, whoever is listening to this, feel free to ask your questions. Sneha, do drop in all the details regarding the opportune knowledge base, the problem statements in the chat so that people can start looking at it already. While you guys do that and Kanish talk about the journey,
mhm.
uh, we are open to for you guys to come on the stage and ask any questions regarding the problem statement, because there might be a lot of people in the community who are not here, who might be thinking the same, and we would like to get that answered with Kanish now. So yeah, getting back, Kanish. So yeah, talk a bit more about our product journey, how it all started, where are you right now, what has worked for you, what has not worked for you.
Mhm. So thanks, Ashish. So I would say that we got our first version of MVP ready by around September of 2020. Right, this was 3 months into the idea, and we had a very complicated web app from a user usage perspective, not from a real size or dependency perspective, but it was too not informed, and a product like that couldn't have gone out in the market. Since then we made a lot of money agency side, understood what are the problems when agencies are doing it manually, and tried to bring those learnings. And like I said, in June of 2021 is when we launched our mobile apps on the App Store as well as on the Play Store.
Mm-hmm.
There's one link to the store. So um, that was the sequencing of it. But then since June, what we're really thinking about is, have we really solved the problem we were trying to address from an influencer marketing perspective? The way I see it is, there are three overarching problems in this space whenever someone's trying to run a campaign. One is, how can I discover the right influencers, not just through filters and searching, but also from a quality perspective. Some of it can be addressed with technology, some can't. Right, so that is one problem. The second problem that we're trying to solve is, how do you uh, ensure that campaigns can be run at scale? Right, so one of the biggest changes on the business side has been we're trying to look at much bigger brands who want to do hundreds if not thousands of influencers, and our app just wasn't, and even today isn't ready for that, right? So we're building out a campaign management system, an offer management system, right? So the second problem is campaign automation. Third problem was, how do we track performance of an influencer marketing campaign? Now, in a marketing campaign, it's just glorified way of selling static posts, which are images, videos, 30-second videos, which are reels, and maybe some stories, right? So at the end of the day, these are the deliverables we want to track. We want to track the reach, we want to track the impressions, we want to track engagement, we want to track online sales, we want to track link clicks. uh, it's not very it's not there on the app yet, all of it, right? We can track
Mm-hmm.
the marketing metrics, the reach, the impressions, the link clicks, but then how do you build a comprehensive sales tracking platform, right? So these are some
Mm-hmm.
of the things we want to do. Besides this, there is a lot that we want to address from a vision standpoint, right? So not just the campaign process, but also what are we doing for creators? How many 18-year-old creators don't know how to file, how to use a credit card, or how they can get some incentives on what they're earning, or how they can pay less tax.
So you're
And
building a community for that piece of the table.
we're thinking of it, right? We're like thinking of building financial services stack. We're trying to write the NFT wave. We're trying to do creator led OTT. We're trying to do a lot of things, right? But the problem for this particular workshop would definitely be is very simple, right? I meet B, A meets B on the platform. Second time, why will they use the platform, right?
Mm.
So how can we come up with an offer management system that maybe
Mm.
use some of, say, Hyrex policies, right? So
Mm.
Hyrex, when I can't exchange a phone number or schedule an interview, I can only have structured communication. After a
Mm.
certain tick is met, then it gets into a dynamic communication flow. So how can we
Mm.
integrate things like this into an offer management system wherein
Mm.
money is committed and locked in with us before the brand and influencer can really connect? And
Mm.
how do we work out from a technology angle but also from a product angle? How do
Mm.
we work out the whole fund of refunds, right?
Mm.
Because they shouldn't be incentivized to just say कि boss refund दे दो या क्या है and all of that.
Mm.
So
Mm. I mean, there needs to be a proper contract system also built, uh,
yes, 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 yes.
uh, and also some system to uh, you know look into this whole portfolio and looking at how do you what's the right match for you and uh, you know all of that end of the table, right? Like uh,
Yes,
to
yes.
make sure that there is less friction
Mm-hmm.
and more decision making which happens
Mm-hmm.
between the brand and the influencer when they start to a communication, and the rest all piece of the table is very clear from a product journey. Is that what you're looking at?
Absolutely, Ashish. Like bang on, right? I mean, like I said, we've been making most of our revenue from managed services. Now we
Hmm.
want to help to figure out how we can do that on a completely self-service basis,
Model.
or
Hmm.
more of a self-service basis, right? So one
Right.
of the one of the things is, obviously, we are a database, so we can have subscription-based stuff, but we can also have offer management system, commission-based. So just trying to narrow that down.
Got it.
Yes, yes.
Understood. Sounds good. Hey, I think Swagat was asking if there is a Android store link, like Google Play Store link.
Yes, yes, there is. I'll just send one.
Yeah, I think they couldn't find that. From that. So, Kanish, while you send that, why do you need this feature? Like, what's the goals of this feature? What's the metrics that you want to track by building this whole system? Would be great to understand that into the table.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and what is the output that you require from the contributors? Do you require like a whole, say, like a whole flow, logic, along with it? How are you seeing this from an output standpoint from the contributors, so that you can take that and implement it? right?
Mm-hmm.
Because most of these guys, I mean, like our product managers, they're not exactly developing code here,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're building the right set of, say, think of it like a PRD, which comes with the entire flow and dynamics and infrastructure and feasibility, go to market, right, for the entire thing, and then you primarily take that
Mm-hmm.
uh, and have your developers build upon that, or have these guys come on board as a product guy or something like that, right,
Yeah.
to take it forward. So yeah,
Mm.
so great. So guys, yeah, Kanishk has dropped the Play Store, both the Play Stores as well. So feel free to download and start using it. So Kanishk, yeah, feel free to answer my question.
So I think the objective of this feature is really to monetize, right?
Right.
The objective is to monetize and to reduce bypassing that's happening.
Okay.
So these are two objectives. The format really, I'm open to anything, right? I mean, if we feel like there's some
So how
idea.
is your team structured right now? Let's understand that a bit.
So we're in the middle of a transaction actually,
Okay.
right? So we're figuring that out, but we have the resources at our disposal to sort of put to action whatever is recommended, and also to onboard some product managers, maybe one product manager, right?
Awesome.
That's something that I can definitely push towards. Uh, you know,
Awesome.
so we can definitely figure that out. We have technology, so I would say like you can assume we have around 3 developers on this. So
Okay.
if you want to set up a PDR, maybe like one thing which you can help us out is, say if you're just saying, okay, this is a campaign management system. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I break it down into offer management,
Mm-hmm.
and I break it down into campaign tracking, and I break
Mm-hmm.
it down to in-app messaging, for
Got
example.
it.
So would love to know your features, but would also love to know sequencing, because I
Mm.
think, and sequencing from coding perspective and stuff like that as well, right? Like,
Mm.
what do you think? How long it would really take, assuming we have 3 developers? Uh,
Mm-hmm. To build
so
out like
yeah, so a
the kind.
PDR, PDR would be good. Any Word document, a Gantt chart,
Yeah,
maybe a
yeah.
presentation.
No worries. Like we have all that sorted out. Like
So that
we're
would
gonna
be good.
share all the uh, we have all that made up as a proper template of sorts.
Mhm.
So just want to understand so that the output is very clear from the community and also from our end to make them work towards it, and
Yes.
also help them towards it as well. Right?
Yes.
So,
So one
well,
more thing I would like to say, like just about the detailed aspect. If you look at the app, right,
yeah.
um, there is a campaign creation process where a brand can fill out a form and create a campaign brief. Now that
Mm-hmm.
campaign brief goes as a classified to all our influencers,
Mm-hmm.
and on their particular dashboard they're able to view, and if they're eligible based on follower criteria, city criteria, XYZ, they can apply. Right
Okay.
now we do not have a application system, so it's just
Mm-hmm.
a messaging thing, but we are moving towards an application system,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean, just some food for thought. That could be the first step
That
to
works, man.
figure it
Yeah.
out.
That's really lovely. That works. Awesome. So, guys, the floor is pretty much open for any questions. So, feel free to come raise your hands and I'll get you on the stage. So, to raise your hands, there's a feature. If you go there, you can, request a thing to come on the stage, and I can add you guys in to ask any questions. So, uh, who wants Oma, Sriniket, Hare Krishna, Swagat? Anybody wants to come on the stage and ask any questions? So yeah, let me know. Guys, I'm gonna give it 30 more seconds. If I don't get any requests, I'll assume that you have everything at your disposal to get started on the contribution. So let me know. Confirm. All right. No issues. Okay, awesome. So your goals for this year primarily will be to build the next version of the product, create more monetization uh,
Mhm.
thing, and like I think like scaling the whole subscription model would be a good target to have. So great, man. Good to know. Thanks for giving all that insights. I hope this will help people. Okay. Uh, Swagat needs a clarification on the problem statement. Swagat, can you put on the chat maybe an exact question that you have regarding the problem statement?
So Swagat, I'll just quickly tell you, right? He basically we send a a brand is looking to use the app to get in touch with influencers right now.
Hmm.
We want them to use the app to get in touch with the influencers and manage the influencers and make payment on the app. So what we're trying to reduce is them just coming onto our app, seeing the username or seeing the stats they like, and then reaching out to them on DM or via mail directly. So
Hmm.
that's a problem.
Awesome. Swagat, did that answer your question?
Yes, Swagat. Like we don't want to just be an influencer discovery tool. We want to be influencer discovery and management tool. We want the transaction and communication to be happening on the app. We want to like think about it like this, Swagat. Like an importer and exporter, right? Why do they do continuing basis when they can bypass each other, right? Is because the exporter or the importer they set up certain ancillary services around their business, whether it's LOC or financing or whatever it is, right? Or shipment or offloading or whatever it is. So we want to build those ancillary services besides being a database. So say you can send emails or send messages in bulk on the app. Say for
Hmm.
example, you get the best commercials on our app, or say for example, we just blur the username. For example, we have a structured communication. Say for example, the way you can track performance on the app is so good that you don't want to do it on Instagram because they can just send screenshots which are edited, right? So it's things like this. That's
Yeah,
right.
I think he got it. Awesome. Yeah, so pretty much, guys, like a complete management of uh, influencer discovery, closure,
Yes.
uh, right, along with everything around, operating that whole transaction,
Mhm.
what needs to be on the application. Uh,
Mhm.
that's what these guys are looking for. So, yeah, the best thing would be for you to check out the app and see what is going on right now.
Mhm.
Uh, and then, if you have any questions, feel free to put it on the Slack channel where everybody is there, so that we'll start a thread as well for any open Q and A's with Kanish, so that you can ask all your questions and it will get answered in the community. So great. So I think do anybody else have a question? Okay, so I think we're done.
Mhm.
Great, Ganesh. Really excited to start this kickoff.
Likewise,
Uh,
likewise.
so we look forward to a really fun 10 days
Mhm.
where the community is gonna come and put in brains and do all of that stuff and contribute. So we will, as per the schedule, we will also plan like a small, say, a webinar session. Maybe I don't want to call it a webinar, but more of a fun learning sort of like a engagement where you talk about your learnings of building Opportune till now, and
Mhm.
maybe showcase that to the community so that they can gain some perspectives out of it,
Mhm.
right? Of maybe a product journey, or
For sure.
maybe working with influencers, or anything that specifically that you feel you want to speak about in
Sure.
this industry, we can do something around that. So yeah, so guys, look out for that session coming soon in the next 10 days. Awesome. So officially I kick off the Opportune cohort.
Great.
Go ahead and build opportunities for others and for yourself.
Well, thank you,
Ashish,
everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Ashish, for organizing this. And hopefully, there'll be really cool outputs and cool ideas that, I or the team haven't thought of. And hopefully, we can work with some of you soon as well
awesome.
in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely. Thanks for joining in. Have a great week, guys. And yeah, go rocket. Bye.